Yeah, you can bring it closer.
Did you do a sound check already?
Yeah, sounds good.
Good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Wow.
Do the intro, Zachary.
I did it last time.
I did it last time. Liar.
That was a liar.
How you gonna tell me I edit the pods, bro?
Hey,
Like dead ass.
I think he's clipped something else.
Stop being shy, dude.
We busy, 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 we busy. That bitch so pretty, got a mean girl just like Lindsay. Said she fucking with me, making drives across the city. Swear this shit can get too litty. Pushing be like Diddy, you ain't B-boy, who you kidding? At the top, I see you there. In LA, I see you there. At the space, I see you there. Texas State, I see you there. I know y'all go crazy, y'all be turning up in the square. Take another pill and we get turned up just by anywhere. Hit you in and say yeah, just to see if there's a feelings there.
Welcome back to another episode of Park Car Talks. Co-host Zach. Here on my left is Alex, I think.
I'm usually not in front of the camera, you know.
As always, we have in a different seat than usual. We have CJ, and then we have a special guest today. Why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, thank you guys, first of all, for having me on. Appreciate it. I'm TJ, videographer, page known as 248 Cinematic, music videos, lots of content. Music videos mainly.
Mainly, yeah. Welcome, TJ, bro. Thanks for pulling up on us.
Thank you again.
You actually are in town for Stacks, but you know, shout out to Stacks in the crowd.
Shout
you know
out
what I'm
Stacks,
saying?
yeah.
Live audience.
Yeah.
But also for like South by, just kind of
Right.
being in Austin and stuff. So welcome. Is this
Yeah.
your first time in Austin?
First time in Austin.
Oh,
yeah.
welcome, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
thank
you like it so far?
It's nice.
Yeah.
We haven't done too much yet, but
Yeah.
you know, we're about to. So.
Yeah. How's
nice.
I was say, how's the weather? Is that?
Hey, it's a lot better than Michigan.
Yeah.
There's no snow, so.
Yeah. It's.
Wasn't there like a recent freak snowstorm or something like that over there? Or
Man, we've had a couple. We've had like 2 or 3 in like the past month.
Really?
Like snow and ice storms. Yeah, we were just in LA. Actually, when I was coming home, like when I was landing, we were getting an ice storm. So I thought I was gonna get delayed or like canceled. That was a worry, but
Yeah.
we made it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, like I said, welcome. Thanks for pulling up on us. You know,
Yeah,
really appreciate your
absolutely.
time. I know, we're all busy and,
Absolutely.
you know, you're making moves out here with Stacks and, you know, y'all are doing y'all's thing. But I guess just, you know, kind of give us a little backstory of who you are, you know, just from the beginning, and then we can obviously get into what you do right now with 248 Cinema and stuff like that. But
Yeah, for
give us a
sure.
little background of who is TJ.
So I'm from Michigan. I grew up in a small town. It's like whenever people ask me where I'm from, I say like Detroit, Michigan, right? It's like you know, you live in a small town outside of Austin. You like, I'm from Austin, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's exactly how we are. We're from Pflugerville, but type shit.
People
yeah.
who don't know, you know, it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm from a small town, it's South Lyon. It's like 25, 30 minutes outside of Detroit. Lived there basically my whole life. Moved around, like, I've been in like 3 different houses, so I haven't moved around too much. Went to school there and everything, graduated last year. And then I started doing the music stuff. I started actually doing music first before I got into like the videography scene. I had my boy Owen, shout out him. He makes music. Halloween. He started off. He's like one of my best friends. So he'd come over. He was always like super into writing music and stuff. Like we did choir together, you know, in middle school.
Yeah, that's fire.
So he'd come over. He just like write stuff, and I was always like kind of techie, like was good with computers and whatnot. So I had a microphone, a blue snowball. You know,
Yep.
Yeah,
you know
we know what that is.
Yeah, we know what that is.
So yeah, we'd set that up. Audacity, I think it was.
we know what that is.
Yep.
Yeah, Audacity is like the first DAW we recorded on.
Yeah.
Terrible, awful music quality, but that's how we started.
Yeah.
That's how I got into like engineering.
The engineering part of
Yeah.
it.
I just kept, you know, we just would do it a lot, and I loved it. It was super fun.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I would get a new mic and like like Audacity plugins, funny enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we got like okay at it, and I was like, I just loved it, so we just kept going. And I was just like, one day I was like, how can I like? I thought he was really good, so I was like, how can I kind of like push him a little bit? And so I was like, music videos are popping right now, you know. So I picked up my mom's old Canon. I don't even remember what it is. It was just an old Canon. She used to be a photographer.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I picked up her camera one day, and we just went out to like a state park and just shot a music video with him and my other boy Darnell. Shout out Darnell.
That was your first time picking up a camera, or?
Yeah, it was my first time picking up a camera. I had no previous camera experience before getting into music videos. So
Damn.
that was a little under 2 years ago, I think.
Oh,
Damn,
so you're
that's like
pretty,
soon.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
say, so
I
you're,
really
you're,
haven't
you're pretty
even-
fresh with
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Nice. Okay.
I really haven't been doing it for too long, but yeah, that's how I got started. And then
Got you.
I went home that night, started editing. I was like, this is sweet. So
Yeah.
I just kept doing it.
Yeah, that's fire. Okay, I guess so. You know, going back a little bit. You know, let's bring it back. So you said what city are you from again?
South Line.
South Line. So how is it growing up there? Like, obviously we're from. I'm actually from Vegas, but like they're from Texas. You know, so it's kind of like growing up here. We kind of know how it is, and then kind of talking to Stacks a little bit. You know, he said you grew up in Flint, so we kind of got how that was. How was it growing up in South Line?
I mean, South Line is boring, man. It's like it's kind of weird. Like you have a mix of people. Like you got rich people there, you got like poor people there. So it's like then you got like middle class. So I was born. Funny enough, like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, Eminem," but like I was born like a trailer park mobile home off of 8 Mile.
Really?
That's why everybody's like they give me the Eminem.
That
thing,
give you associate that with you? Yeah.
But yeah, and then I was super young. We actually lived with my my grandpa and his wife. He got remarried. It was me. I'm the youngest of 6. So it was me, all my siblings, and then my mom and dad. And eventually we moved out, got like a nice little house. Lived there most of my life. We moved like across the street basically into like a nicer subdivision like 2.5 years ago.
Oh shit.
So like for the most part, generally I've lived in the same area.
Yeah.
But like South Line as a whole is just it's boring, man. There's not really much to do. There's a lot of old people there. And just
Got you. Yeah.
It's like it's just dead.
Yeah. There's not much there's not like a nightlife or anything. Like you don't
Nah, man. The nightlife is at McDonald's.
really. It's like that type vibe.
I mean, now that after COVID hit, we don't even like McDonald's and like Taco Bell, all the fast food places. They don't even open the inside. Like they still
For real?
it's all
Drive-through?
Yeah, like
Wow.
they're like, we can just make as much money not really working. We just have everybody go through the drive-through.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so if it's like a small, is it a small area? I'm
Yeah,
assuming?
it's a really
So
small town.
what is like the place like a lot of people meet up at? Cause I know like being from like
Yeah, there's
small
gotta be a
towns
spot. Yeah,
over
there's
here,
gotta
like there's like that one place like I've asked friends that like lived in like North
you
Texas.
said McDonald's.
I mean,
like a diner or something.
man, not
Arcade.
even, bro. Like when I say it's small. Like the only thing there is like food places.
I'm,
It's
gonna say,
like-
I'm looking
it's
at the
all fast
population
food
real
and,
quick.
like, Coney Islands.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
Like whenever we do anything, it's not in South Line.
Alex would love that.
The Coney Islands.
Yeah, what's that?
He's a big hot dog
He's
connoisseur.
a big glizzy gobbler. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what that is.
But like in middle school, man, like our middle school is like right in the middle of downtown.
Dead center.
Yeah, so like after school, basically every day, everybody just go walk around.
So I'm
get
about to go
food.
downtown. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I just looked it up. South Lyon has a population of 11,746
Damn. Yeah.
in
It's
2020.
small.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
wh-
pretty
what's your-
small.
What was your graduating class like roughly?
2,000 maybe,
Dang.
if that. Yeah, our high school wasn't that big.
I was like,
Interesting.
yeah, I was like, I left. I was like, 2,000 out. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
a lot of people. Like in
Damn,
retrospect,
11,000?
We only have like a lot of kids will like not transfer, but they'll like take the bus from out of South Lyon, come to South Lyon schools. Because, I mean, surrounding areas, some of the schools just aren't as nice. So,
Got you.
yeah.
Got you. So I guess going a little bit forward, you said you picked up you wanted to help out your homie. You said Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
So you saw like you fucked with his music, so you wanted to help him promote it and stuff like that. Essentially, so you decided to start making videos. Who was like your inspiration, like behind that? What made you want to start making videos to help him? Like, was there anyone?
I don't even, I mean, if I had to name it, it'd have to be Cole Bennett, just because
Yeah, come on.
he's the GOAT,
Yeah, I
man.
was say yeah. My roommate, shout out Cam. He fucks with Cole Bennett heavy.
Yeah,
so
man,
yeah.
Cole Bennett is dope.
Yeah.
But, I don't even know that I necessarily had an inspiration. Like, I wasn't like, oh, like, I love watching music videos, I'm just going to go shoot it. I was just kind of thinking in, like, the mindset of marketing. So I was like, music videos are like a big thing,
Yeah.
and like a lot of rappers make money off of
Vivo
music
and
videos,
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
Vivo,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, I did watch like a lot of Cole Bennett stuff. So
Yeah.
I always thought it was cool. I was like, yeah, like the creative side of it is super dope, and I found that pretty interesting. But I didn't really like get it or like get inspired by it until I actually started doing it, because then I realized like how hard it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I guess let's go into that a little bit more, because
Sure.
I feel like that's something a lot of people don't really think of, like,
Right.
creating something and doing something that is like kind of out of the norm, right? Because
Right.
like probably growing up, I would assume it was like go to college, get a 9 to 5, type
Yeah.
vibe, like kind of like how everybody growing up is, especially with our parents. Like, we're kind of in that generation of, oh, you still got to go to college to be successful in life type of vibe. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
what made you, I guess, like go out of your way to like actually put forth the effort to try to get better at editing and shooting? Because you said you've been doing it for what, like 2 years now.
2 years.
So obviously it's pretty fresh, and it's like something that you had to invest a lot of time in to get better at. So I guess what made you want to do that? Like,
I mean, I always knew like that like I never really wanted to do a 9 to 5. I was like my original plan was like I'll go to college and eventually find something, right? But I never really I'd always think about it, I was like, what do I really want to do? And nothing in like the 9 to 5 world or corporate world really came to mind that I was like super interested in. And I was like, I want to make a lot of money. I know that. And I know that like for the most part, you don't do that from the 9 to 5 world. So, and I've also just always been into music. Like music has always been my outlet. I suck. I can't make music. I'm terrible. I've never even really tried, but I used to make like beats. Yeah,
he said he know.
But I used to make beats. I wasn't even really that good at that. But yeah, I always was into music. I was like, I don't really want to do a 9 to 5. So like, I kind of just took both those, and I was like,
Yeah, kind of like
I eventually found something I liked, which was the music videos. After doing my first one, I like instantly fell in love with it. I was like, this is so fun. And
yeah,
if I can make money, like it'd be sweet.
that's
So,
fire.
Yeah.
So how'd that go with like your family? Like when you like told them like, hey, like I'm gonna go do this. Like,
You're direct.
I mean, like they weren't like mad about it, Like my mom had a photography company, so she like kind of got it.
that's
So like yeah, she still wanted me to go to college though. She was like, if you're like not gonna like do the camera video stuff, but like go to school for it. I was like, yeah, but like I don't need to.
Like I can learn this myself. I can save
Right,
money.
like-
yeah,
like-
save a lot of debt.
Like we went to Orlando. We went to a school called Full Sail
I know
University.
exactly what that is.
Yeah, it's pretty big, and it was a super nice school. Like the tour was dope, but like we planned on going there for a minute, but it just wasn't right. So I
Yeah.
wasn't really feeling it all the way, and I came back home, went on another tour in just a smaller school by my house. It was also
and it wasn't.
yeah, there's like one green screen room, and like it was like a tour. It was like an engineering school actually. That was it's called Specs Howard, and yeah, it's like mainly an engineering school. But then they joined with another program to make like a video program, and they literally last like building of the tour was the green screen room, and that was the
like-
only
It's
thing I had to
like-
do with video
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like, bro,
I was
like-
like, man, I'm not doing this. This is dumb.
Yeah.
So
You have any questions, Ryan?
Oh yeah. What do you edit on?
Premiere Pro, and
That was
After
your
Effects.
also is that also your first editing software, or
Nah.
it's gotta be like freaking
I don't even remember what the first one was. It was like,
iMovie or something. It's got.
man, I did use iMovie. Like when I was little, I used to make like just like transition videos.
Yeah.
It was just like I'd always see them on YouTube, guys doing like cool transitions and stuff. So I'd try that out on iMovie, and I don't even know. I just edit random
So
stuff.
like
together.
Windows Movie Maker. That's what I started on. Some Windows Movie Maker. That was on like
Yeah.
it was like
Oh.
like barely any features you could do. It was just like some like you said transitions and stuff.
Putting-
like
putting
simple
the
ass-
clips together
Like making
and
like
then-
a slideshow really.
Right, yeah,
There's
that
like
was,
nothing
like,
to it.
When I used iMovie, it wasn't even about the effects. It was more like the way I filmed.
Yeah,
the
that's
transitions
where it
and
mainly
stuff.
comes from, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as far as like the first video I edited in, it was just like some free software I looked up online,
Gotcha.
downloaded it,
Gotcha.
and then I had taken it was called TV in high school, and it was like broadcasting,
Right,
learn
right.
how to
It's like I
broadcast.
got you.
And we messed around in Premiere, so I was like, oh, I know about Premiere, so like let me invest. I got the Creative Cloud, so I got all the Adobe stuff. And then I just,
Would you say like for someone that's wanting to start getting to editing, like would you say like Premiere, like any of the ones that you kind of have to invest more into? Do you think is it worth it for them or?
I mean, yeah, well, it depends, right? Like if you're just doing simple like vlog, like you really don't even need Premiere if you're just doing like vlogs.
Some free shit, right?
Like iMovie would work just fine.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
if you're trying to do effects and like color grading and get deeper into it, then yeah, for sure. Premiere, Final Cut, those are like the two big
Two
ones.
main one, yeah. Got you. What has been like the thing that you wish you knew at the beginning whenever you first started editing and shooting?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, I learn a lot. Like every music video I do, I learn from. Like we always kind of like we have a lot of unreleased stuff just because it's like I've gotten so much better in such a short amount of time. Like each video really is a learning opportunity, and so I guess the main thing, if I had to like just like start with some knowledge, would probably just be like knowledge of camera settings. Because like going back, my camera settings were just so off, and like the
Put that
shots
bitch
were
on
trash.
automatic and just
The white balance and shit like that,
Yeah,
and
man, it was-
ISO, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's still kind of, it took me a minute to really figure out, because like I said before, I had no previous camera knowledge. Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea what most of the settings were. And so, yeah, it kind of took me a minute to get camera settings down.
I guess so. Going into that, you said you really had no knowledge prior to you starting. Are you like a self-taught videographer and editor?
100%. Yeah.
So YouTube University or what?
yeah, YouTube University.
I mean, yeah, pretty
Or
much.
like trial and error type of vibe? Like,
I mean, like I'd watch like if I really want to know something, I'd look it up and then I'd just kind of play with it until I got the understanding. So I mean, I definitely, most of the stuff I learned is from YouTube for sure. But
So,
like, yeah,
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
But
you're
if someone's trying to go like into videographies like that, what is some good like resources like you would suggest to someone that's like looking to get started and things like that? Or
I mean, YouTube for real. Like, you can learn everything off of YouTube. So, like, there's so many different parts of videography. Like, you got your cameras, you got your lenses, you got your software. Even in the software, you got your plugins, different LUTs for color grading. So, I mean, I would just take your time, study up on it. I mean, you got to go out and do it to learn. You can't just like sit on YouTube and like consume all the knowledge and then just know everything. You got to go do it. Like even after watching a bunch of YouTube videos, I didn't fully understand until I actually started doing it.
yeah.
I'm like, you got to be hands on.
Yeah, I would say because like, we're all pretty much self-taught as well. Doing this and doing the audio, and Alex he'll edit like our videos, like the one that we were playing when you came in. Like he does
Yeah.
those type of videos, and then it's like you said, until you really like are going through it, like in the trenches, like you don't really know what to expect. It's like, oh, how do I do this? And then you look up a YouTube video, and then you kind of just plug it into where like it
Like,
fits. Like
I mean, it's like trying to be an engineer. Like, you can go look up how to build a car, right? But until you you can study it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But until you actually start, working on
Get
the car,
hands-on with
you
it.
don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Shooting music videos and stuff, whenever you do that for artists, like are you like to the point where like you're like like I'm going to, like, do you plan it out, I guess? Like, are you?
It depends. When I first started, I planned out a lot more than I do now. The main reason for that being is the new style is like, as we call it, run and gun, where you just kind of pick a general location, kind of let the effects carry. But personally, I like planned out videos a lot more. Just, I don't know, when you have an idea in your head that like makes sense, it just is so much more satisfying when you see it come out, like in a movie sense, we just shot a video at his crib, and it was like, I mean, it's a cool video.
Yeah.
But like, if we would have taken the time to like plan it out, go to different studios, like it would have obviously turned out way better. But again, the run and gun style is popular. People like the flashy effects and stuff. They don't really care about where you're at.
Yeah.
But like, as a creator, you appreciate something planned out a lot more than the average audience.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So let me ask you this thing, because you're talking about style and stuff. And you said you used to watch like a lot of Lyrical Lemonade music videos.
Oh
like
yeah, all
that.
the time for sure.
Who would you say like you follow like as a style wise, like if there's someone that you like kind of like look out or watch?
If I had to compare my style, it'd probably be Drew Filmed It, honestly, because like he doesn't do a bunch of effects. He focuses more on like the cinematography. Like he'll kind of still do the run and gun style, but like his shots are super clean and like that versus like Cole Bennett. Like Cole Bennett has a whole entire production crew. You know,
Yeah.
like he's got DPs and he's got someone on the cam, steady cam, glider cam. Like he's got a whole crew. Where Drew will just kind of go around and get cinematic shots of like the day. So I mean, all my videos have different styles. Like I have ones that are like super planned out, where like that's more of like a Cole Bennett thing if I had to compare it. And then I've got running guns that I would compare the style more to like Drew Filmed It. So it just depends. Like the artist you're filming for depends too on what they want. Like a lot of times it's more of their request versus what I would want to do. Yeah, but
So going into like the selection of artists that you make music videos for, what is like kind of obviously like you have like your homeboys that you fuck with, so obviously you're
Right.
gonna help them out. But
Yeah, of course.
for someone like that is just like on the come up type of vibe, like is there
What's your
kind of like
criteria?
a criteria for who you would like to work with, or is it just kind of based off of like vibes and stuff?
I mean, I don't even really have a criteria. If you're willing to pay me, I'm willing to shoot.
Yeah.
like, I mean, if you're like if you have like just not the budget at the moment, and like I think you're super tough, and like I just really rock with your music, I'll do it for free. Because at the end of the day, I love this more than I love the money. Like it's my passion, you know. So yeah, it is kind of based off the vibes. But like if you come to me with a budget, I'm gonna shoot it, even if you suck. I've filmed some trash artists, man.
Really?
Like it was hard not to laugh while filming, which is kind of bad. It's just hard to take serious.
Yeah, it's because it's like
And then going back and editing it, man, you got to like listen to it over and over again. It's
oh
like,
shit, yeah, I didn't really, yeah.
Oh God.
How many times do you think you're like when you're editing a music video? How many times are you listening to that song? Like,
oof.
is it that shit's just on repeat?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's so many like steps. Like my process is, I'll drag all my clips in, and then I'll color grade first, because when you start chopping it up, you don't want to go to each individual clip.
yeah.
Smart.
Or even like if you have a preset, you still don't want to like apply it to each one. And so I just color grade first, and then I'll start chopping it up. So yeah.
So,
I-
so speaking of like some people you work with, worked with, what's like some of the craziest like requests you've gotten, like, or like something off the wall? You're like, bro, like I'm not doing that. That's insane.
Man, that's funny. So my first paid client, who I'm cool. He's one of my boys now. His name is Rue. Shout out Rue. I had met him, and one of my other boys, his name is Earl. He introduced me to him. He was like, "Hey man, I got this friend. He's hard. I think you guys should do a video." I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he like. It wasn't even necessarily the way he approached me. It was like his request just sounded super sketchy. He's like, "Hey man, we should like." He sent me the song, and he's like, "We should go out in the middle of the woods and shoot this just in the woods." And I was like, I don't know, man. Like that's not the vision I see. I don't really know you yet. I'm not going out to the woods.
And it was just like y'all two type shit.
It was like an hour and a half away. I was like,
Oh damn.
this sounds like a horror movie.
That's how scary movies start and shit.
Yeah. So, but like other than that, I mean, he's cool. Like we're super close now, so it was fine. But like, other than that, it was nothing crazy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like I'm not doing the woods, man.
Yeah. Welcome back from those commercial breaks, ladies and gentlemen. So, TJ, I have a question for you, sir. Kind of talked about it in Stack's pod, but he was kind of saying how the music in like Flint and Michigan, it like kind of, his music, he started out, is kind of hard and stuff like that. And now he said he doesn't want that image to be portrayed as like that's what he is known for, type of thing. Do you think like that just how music is in Michigan, or is it just kind of like the environment people grow up in, or?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both. Like, Detroit music is super popular in Michigan. So is Flint, obviously. But like in Detroit, it's only Detroit rap. You know what I mean? Like, you're not hearing reggae or like jazz or any other type of, it's only rap.
Yeah.
So like they run with that, and like
That's just kind of like the popular sound.
it just is what it is. And like the topic of like what, you know, like what they're rapping about has never really changed. Like, it's been like 15 years and it's still all the same kind of rap. I mean, I'm from there, so I love it.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure, yeah.
But yeah, as far as like how, like what is influenced by it, like Detroit and Flint, like just the environment too, man. Like people want to relate, you know, and you know, in those areas, it's easy to relate to the violent shit.
Yeah, the like flexing, scamming.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Well, scam, you know, like the murder music is big, man. Like people just be saying crazy stuff. Man.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing too. Like, obviously, I mean, all that type of stuff is everywhere, right? Like the violence and stuff. But like, I feel like it's more.
It's promoted.
It's promoted
man.
more on like LA rap, like Detroit, like.
They're like, oh, you a killer? Bet. Let's work.
Yeah, type shit. Like, let's hop in the stew real quick.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, bless you, sir. I guess going more into where you are at right now with 248 Cinema and stuff like that. How did that become a thing, and like when did you really start taking that serious?
That's a good question. So, like I said, I started off with that my very first music video. I think the name I put at the end of it, like a little slide, it was like 248 Production or something. And then after that, I was like, oh, I love this. So like, how can I like market this? You know, like obviously I got to come up with a name, and like, I don't know, like coming up with a name is low key kind of hard sometimes. Like, Lyrical Lemonade is like catchy, you know, and like a lot of other people use like their actual names or like integrate their names into it. I didn't really want to do that. So I just took the area code that I'm from, which is 248.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah.
I thought it was like you know, like 24/7 type
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
I was like, okay.
That's funny though. I've never even thought about it. But yeah, no, that's the area code that I'm from.
248. Okay.
Yep. And then I was like, what do I like about this overall? I was like, or what do I want to like be known for? I was like, my cinematic shot. So I was like, combined it, 248 cinematic. And then when I started taking it seriously, I feel like I kind of started taking it seriously from the start, but like I didn't realize that it could be like a full-time job, I guess, until probably like my first paid client after, like I was telling you about earlier. That's when I was like, okay, like I can actually get paid good money for this. And like, if I keep going, like I went from A to B, like quality wise in like 4 months. Like in 5 years, I'll be good, you know? So
you'll have
that was kind of like my attitude. Was like, I just got to keep going, and I'll just keep getting better and better. So
yeah,
I've just been doing that.
Hell yeah. I guess so. Going more into like logistics for whenever someone like would book you to like shoot a music video for them. Obviously, I guess it probably just depends on your relationship with the artist and stuff, but like how much is that usually running?
Like,
yeah,
you
like
be quoting them or like give them a free quote or some shit.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, there's some like my prices right now are generally the same. Like, it depends obviously where you're at, like how far I gotta drive will affect the price, but like I have like a price sheet. So if you just want like a standard video, like I'll do like transitions and minimum effects, it's like it'll cost you like $300 to $350. If you want like the full thing, it's like $400 to $450. And I have like, I work with budgets too. Like if somebody's like, oh, I only have $150, I'm like, all right, we're setting up at one spot and you get a couple shots, and you know. But I mean, like I get it. A lot of people from Michigan just don't have a lot of money, so like it is hard to drive up big prices. Like we were just in LA, and there was a cameraman I was there with who he was a little bit newer. Like he was shooting a music video. It was the first time he shot a music video, and like I was kind of helping him out. But then he showed me his price list, and yeah, he was charging like $650 for like just simple shit, and I was like,
yeah,
I should be charging like $2,000.
Yeah.
But he's like, bro, it's because of where you're at. Like out here, people easily pay that. Where you're at,
Yeah, that makes
it's
sense.
you know, it's it's like a broke mindset. Like I've literally had some dude hit me up before, like for a video, and then he's like, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, I'm like 30 minutes outside of Detroit." He's like, "Oh, I can't even ride with nobody who's not from my city."
For real?
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, man. I don't
Like that?
It's like, okay.
It's like leave me alone." I
Yeah,
don't,
yeah. Like that's
So-
fine, I guess. But
Yeah, and then like
That's crazy.
Most of the time, I'll tell people my prices or send them my price list. They'll just leave me on red, which is it's fine, man. Like I'm not gonna like you got to know your value.
Yeah,
with this,
exactly,
You know?
yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm
because
not-
I was
I'm
about to say,
extra
yeah,
about
that's. I feel like that's the thing that Alex is kind of obviously he edits and everything for us, so he kind of is starting to get more exposure for other like clients, I guess.
Right.
Kind of like outsourcing for people, and like that's kind of like what we talked about. It's kind of like don't sell yourself short. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
obviously this is a skill that not everyone can do,
Right.
and like obviously it may be easy for you or Alex, but realistically, like you can charge people a good amount. It's just
Yeah.
kind of what they're willing to pay for you. So
Right.
that's why
Like-
it's kind of like a weird thing
It
because
is weird, especially when you don't have like a consistent clientele base. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you're just a freelancer going around trying to get whatever you can get. Like
Mm-hmm.
you want to be like, oh, you want to take the money, but at the same time, it's like, is this really worth my time, my experience, my equipment? If it's not, you shouldn't really do it, in my opinion. And like cameras, equipment, man, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Editing software, like
Absolutely.
man, like I was just doing like my tax write-offs, dude. I spent like
he's like, man, this shit about to go crazy.
Man, I, did, like, I spent like 15 grand last year
Jeez.
just on camera
Damn.
stuff. Like my camera body alone is like more than my car, So you gotta know your worth, man.
Yeah, facts. You hear that?
Yeah, that's kind when you go film videos, is it just yourself that films it, or you just got like homies that come and help you out and stuff like that?
No, for the most part, it's just me. I did start out with this guy. I was working at a pizza place. I actually still work there. But yeah, I was working at this pizza place, and there was a guy I met there who also did video stuff, and we kind of got together to shoot. We probably shot like 5 music videos together, and then his style just wasn't really for me. I didn't like. I like having creative control. So like if I shoot it, I want to edit it. Like I kind of already have an idea of what I want it to look like. I don't want to hand that job to somebody else and like not produce something that I like. So eventually I was just like, like we're cool, but I got to do it myself. And I mean, he's still doing his thing. He he's shooting videos too, but yeah, eventually it was me and him. Sometimes I had like a boy come for like a light or like holding the speaker or something, but for the most part, yeah, it's just me.
You ever feel like it's just too much sometimes? Or
What,
like you need like an extra hand?
I
Just
mean, sometimes, yeah.
like an intern, you know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah, you want.
Hey, bro, speak. If y'all want to help us out and grow this thing, let us know, man. Hit us up in the DMs because I'm definitely trying to look for an intern for real.
I mean, like, it would definitely be helpful if I did more vlogs, which I do want to start doing. Like we're planning on moving to LA, so once we get there, I'll start doing more of
Behind the
that kind of
scenes
stuff.
stuff.
I mean, there's not really much to film in Michigan, like in my life. I
I was-
work,
d-
I work
do you-
2 jobs plus this, so
do you not think that's like interesting in a way? Because like I feel like people always see like the glamorous side of it, and they don't really see you like grinding and like.
Right.
Obviously, you don't have to show your hey, this is where I work type shit. You know what I mean? But like maybe just like
here's my address.
yeah, you know what I mean? Pull up on me. But like, it's like one of those like, man, like this dude is like doing all these music videos, shooting these all by himself, editing, plus he has two jobs.
yeah.
I feel like people like kind of like that like character building and like development. You know what I mean? So
I mean, if I had somebody to film all that, that'd be sweet. I
because
just don't.
obviously you're doing it all yourself, so that's
Right,
kind of the tough part. But
Yeah, I'm the cameraman. I'm behind the camera, not in front of it usually. So.
and you're gonna be the one having to promote it. And
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
So yeah, but
Basically, you create more work for yourself to like talk about the. It's kind of weird. It's like to think about like you're creating more work, talking about the work that you're doing, but you're creating more work about the work.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's very backwards.
Yeah, I mean,
bro, that's a tough thing about doing this stuff, especially starting out from the ground up. Like people kind of like, well, people will only take you as serious as you take yourself, pretty much. You know what I
100%,
mean?
yeah.
So it's like, especially for us, we just started like a year ago. People have seen that we're consistent, right? But like now it's starting to get to a point where like you know, people are hitting us up wanting to get on a pod, so it's dope that we're kind of building up
that's
a
sweet.
community, you know. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but I mean, it started all with us. Like people don't know, like we were literally in here just talking to ourselves for like pretty much like the first like 3 months.
You make it sound like
Right.
we're crazy. We're just talking to ourselves over here.
Well, like talking
Yeah,
like
I know
with
what
you know what I mean, like you know,
I get it,
not
yeah.
really caring about like how many views, how many listens. Like
Yeah.
you kind of got to do that, you know. You kind of
Yeah, you can't care about it at first.
Yeah.
Like, if that's your main goal is like, oh, I just want to be like popular, a lot of views, man. You're gonna fall off fast.
yeah. That's like a slippery slope for your like
100%.
motivation. Like
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that's like the best way to deteriorate yourself, man. It's like, oh, I didn't get 1,000 views, I should stop.
yeah,
What, bro?
like
That's
what?
crazy.
Yeah, that's like a hit. If that, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like 1,000
yeah.
views, bro. Shit, none of our shit has hit 1,000 views yet. Like an actual video, you know. So crazy.
Bro, I can't.
I caught that was like actually.
We rolling.
Bro, I
Yeah,
can't
bro.
tell you how many times that. Yeah, bro, I can't tell me. Like, I'll make a plan like to go to Vegas or like to go out or something like that, and then because like, but he's so mature for his age,
Yeah, no,
and he's so
facts.
just like about his business and his work, and it's just like you forget he's 18.
Yeah, no,
So,
bro.
thanks, man.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You said graduate. We kind of like. I just like, oh yeah, he's probably talking about college. I didn't even think to ask. You know what I mean?
I heard the first year I was like over here like also I paused for a second. You said that I was like, hold on, just math real quick. I'm like,
Yeah, the math ain't
and then all of a
math.
sudden I was like, maybe you went to college, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I didn't go. I was like, oh, I know what. Okay,
Yeah,
this is crazy.
yeah. Damn, that's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Youngin.
No, that facts, bro.
Yeah,
That's why I fuck with like getting like you on stacks and like a lot of the people we've interviewed are like younger than us, low key, and like I feel like I'm like
cool.
I feel like we're young too. You know what I mean? But like in the bigger picture, we're young. But like for y'all, it's
Right.
like damn, like these are my first. Oh, like I just turned 26, so
Okay,
you know,
happy
what I
birthday.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah.
Fucking dinosaur over here.
Yeah, I know, man. Fuck. But no, it's crazy, man. Keep that shit going for real.
Being young is cool. Like doing what I'm doing is cool. It's like almost a flex. You know,
And not,
it's
it
like-
definitely is a flex, bro. Because not everyone has that mentality of like, damn, I'm gonna invest into myself
Right.
from this young of an age because there's no telling what you're gonna be doing at my age.
Right, yeah. And like it's cool kind of like being the youngest person in the room sometimes.
Fire.
You know, I'm working with all these older guys. It's cool.
It's fire.
But a lot of people don't know how to like. A lot of people who like rappers who blow up at 16 years old, whatever. If they don't have the right people and team around them, they don't know how to make that last. So by the time
100%.
they're 20-something years old, they already burnt out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you know, that's all I give props to Jay for. He helps me with my money management. So and I'm 22 years old. so,
Crazy.
yeah, I can't.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome back from those commercial breaks, ladies and gentlemen. Prime sponsor us again. What's up, Sax? How you doing, my boy?
up, man?
Chilling. Thanks for getting TJ on for one. Of
course.
You know,
Yeah, thanks, of
without
course.
you, you wouldn't have got this pod. So shout out to you. But yeah, no, we were kind of saying before we started rolling the cameras and stuff. If you had any questions for him, I mean, obviously you have a closer relationship to him, so you probably
Know some shit.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's more just like
or just questions that you're interested in that y'all have probably never talked about or.
Damn.
I mean, I
basically
don't
talk
think,
about
yeah, bro.
everything.
I don't know. We were talking about this off camera. Like, we got so close so fast. Like when I took, like, it's like twin telepathy or how,
Yeah.
Telepathy.
telepathy.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, like we'll say the same shit. Or like we'll text the exact same shit at the exact same time, or say it's just I don't know. It's
We
weird.
have so many examples, but I can't even think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Like
but
the
no-
other day, man, my mom sent me a picture of when we were going on that college tour in Florida, and then I was just like, man, we both had like really long hair and just like look completely different. And then I
I'll
was
bring it up
looking
real quick.
at a picture of us from LA. We were like sitting on the G wagon, and I'd sent that, or my mom sent me that picture, and I had sent her the one of us in LA, and then he had sent me the same exact two pictures. He was like, bro, look at the difference. And I like sent him a screenshot of me and my mom's text. I was like, dude, this is exactly what I just sent my mom.
I'm trying to find the
like
pictures
so
I
many
can show you
things like
guys because
that.
it honestly is crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some questions that I could ask you. Yeah, this was us in Florida.
Yo.
Yeah, right?
Here, pass it down to him so you can see.
Man, that was like a goofball.
I would say what
Whoa,
What-
yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah.
was not expecting that.
right?
Wow, okay. I look like a skater boy.
Hey, I'm not trying to
skate.
hold y'all, but y'all definitely glowed up.
yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
glowed
we
up, like,
cut both of our hair and just
Yeah.
But no, okay. So I got a good question for you. What would you say so far in your filming career is your biggest accomplishment?
Ooh.
Even though the biggest accomplishments to be made has not been made yet, what is your so far?
So far, I think it's just the fact that I know I can do a good job on every video. Like when I was first starting out, I was like, man, I can't wait to have like a consistent style and like be able to do this or this really well and like not have to look up a YouTube video to know this effect. So like just being consistent and like nailing down like effects and camera settings and stuff like that. Just really the knowledge I've learned is my biggest accomplishment, I'd say.
Okay,
That was a good question, though.
That was a great question.
Where do you see your music videos taking you? Like, do you want to go into film or do you want to stick more into like music videos and stuff? Or introduce filming like a film into a music video? I
mean, like we talk about this sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like the flashy effects. Like they are cool sometimes, but like I want to make like movies. Like I don't know if you guys seen I forgot the name of the song. You might know, but Drake and 21 Savage's recent video. They were on a yacht.
Spin About You?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they like that. If you look, like there's like kind of effects here and there, but they bring out like the emotion of the video, and it's like
it was literally girls. This girl was fake drowning so that her friends could come up on a boat and rob their yacht and take them all their jewelry and all their guns on the yacht. And it was like a very well thought out video.
Yeah, super well thought out, and that's the style I like. Like the one that ties into cinematography. Man, I don't know how I feel about this video.
So
like it's crazy because I
hit that subscribe button, bro.
I probably
you know what I'm saying? Come on,
like,
now.
man. Come
Yeah, like, comment. Stop playing with him.
we we always go back and forth on this because I'm more of like a run and gun type of person, because to me, like I like the life videos, the life music videos, where like we're just going around throughout the day and we just throw all the collages together and have the music behind it. But he likes to do the thought out stuff, but we don't really have the resources to do thought out stuff.
You gotta have some money to make movies.
Yeah, right.
You gotta have a budget.
But, I feel like with what we got,
Absolutely, bro.
yeah.
I feel like that's the main thing too. Obviously, like wanting to do a whole like script, pretty much. It like takes
I love
time.
writing scripts, man.
That shit's it's lit, yeah. Because I feel like for you too, it gives you more of like you said, like that creative like
control
of like I want to portray this. I'm gonna get these angles.
Right.
Oh, I actually have a fucking question. My bad. Sorry,
Are you good?
It just came to me in my head right now because like looking at how you shoot your angles and shit, like how much of like actual like footage are you recording each time you shoot a music video? Is it different or?
That's good. Yeah, it is different a lot. Again, it just depends what the style is. Like for this
one, back to back.
For this one, I couldn't tell you the exact amount of clips. I probably had like
we didn't
two
do that
takes
many.
roughly for each scene. So I'll run through, then I'll play the song and do a full take, and then I'll do that for every location usually, unless it's like a scripted video. And then just chop it up and add effects and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like if you go on my page, it's called JGS. That one, you'll see it like starts out like it was kind of run and gun, but we had thought out like what we wanted it to look like, and like we kind of had a story behind it a little bit. I don't know. Like just like one of the B-roll shots, I think was like 6 takes or something.
Yeah. In the beginning,
That's a live intro. Sorry, I had to say that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
That is a live ass intro. You did that yourself?
I did. I wish I did. No, I hired somebody to do that.
Oh, that's fire though. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah.
So background to that beginning statement here. Pause it real quick. Background to that, when we had to redo the take every single time because Nelly kept saying, "Bro, you're like right on my ass," and so like but like that was the whole point. We were trying to come like up on you like that. But so that's why he
man.
That's why he put the little like went to black and like faded back in because he didn't want his ass in the screen. Yeah, bro.
I'm dead.
He was on me about that.
Like watch, play that. You'll see that play for there.
Yeah.
Like when he gets like right here.
Oh, yeah. He's like, bro, you can't be on my ass like that.
Literally, bro. We redid that take just because of that so many times.
I'm dead.
But shout out to D Nelly, man. That's another underrated rapper coming out of Michigan. Well, it's not even a rapper. I'm going to say
really
artist. Singer, R&B artist.
Oh, hell yeah.
What would you say so far, like working with artists, what's been the hardest thing, I guess? Like, it's just been like, the hardest thing with working and trying to reach out to other artists. What's been like your biggest pet peeve, I guess?
As far as like coming together on an idea, man, I hate when like we don't have the same vision, because like they'll want something and like I just know it's unrealistic and just not gonna work, and like I'll try to explain it to them. They're like, well, let's just try our best. I'm like, yeah, I will, but I know if we do it how I'm thinking about it, it'll look way better. So, you know, I'll kind of have to argue with him a little bit. Like I kind of did for this video. I had a little bit of a different idea planned out. It still turned out fire.
He's like,
Yeah, because after we shot it, there was so much back and forth about like certain scenes taking out and how to edit certain things, bro.
Right.
But I mean, Nelly's a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist. Like we all are. That's why
I
so
get
it's all love at the end of the day because we all want to be great. We want to have something that's good. But you know, we all have separate ideas. So you gotta
you got to compromise.
yeah.
yeah. I would say I feel like that's probably for it. Like, does that happen a lot, or do kind of the artists just give you that creative like?
For the most part, I'll get mostly the full creative control.
Yeah.
Unless we like me and him will come up with ideas together, sort of, and we'll just come up with, not even the script, just like a general idea, and we'll rock with it.
Yeah.
But like if I'm scripting something out, other than this video, I'll pretty much have full creative control. Yeah.
It was a prop.
yeah, for sure, absolutely.
It's a prank, guys.
The prank. Yeah.
So, whenever y'all like shot, because I saw that you have done a lot of videos with Stacks. Y'all, was this before he moved to Austin, or was it something that like he would come to Michigan and y'all would just shoot a shit ton? Or
he hasn't come back to Michigan.
Word?
So, but yeah, after
You know how I feel about Michigan.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
So I don't plan on going back there anytime soon. But yeah, that's why he's here now, and like we haven't done much just because like just trying to say I'm broke as shit. I don't want to. I'm a rapper, but I'm broke. But
Hey,
no.
I understand it,
I mean, we just haven't done much. But tomorrow is when we supposed to like we're gonna go downtown. I'm gonna go show them like Zilker Park and stuff like that, and just go swim. I know Thursday's supposed to be like 80, but it might be rainy, so if not, we're gonna go swim and shit like that. Hit the lake.
hell yeah.
But, yeah.
You're about to get active, huh?
Yeah, I gotta show him a good time, bro. Cause I don't be doing shit, bro. I just be in the room, just like
You be in the
chilling, bro.
studio,
I'm a
huh?
homebody, so it's just like he's here, so now I gotta actually go out and
Go
do
show
stuff,
him like
bro,
what the
yeah.
scene is. And shit.
I am too, but it's because I live in Michigan. And there's nothing to do. So like when I go somewhere, I'm like, I want to do something.
Do shit.
bro.
Yeah, no, I feel that. What is something that you say you're gonna move to LA, and we kind of talked about it with Stacks. Hopefully, eventually, so like, what when you go out there, are you gonna still be like a homebody, or are you gonna be like?
I'll be more of a homebody, bro.
Yeah.
LA's disgusting.
Yeah.
LA is gross, man.
Really?
I mean, like, there's a lot of resources there. There's a lot of connections. There's a lot of people there. But like, as far as LA as a city, it's gross. It's really not my scene. Like, I don't want to move there, but like, I understand the value of being there. So it's like, short term, it'll be worth it.
Yeah. So I guess because we kind of talked about it with him with Stacks on his pod, but like, what do you show as like being a creative? Like, what do you want the people to know about you, and what do you keep personal? Like, how do you separate 248 cinematics from TJ?
I mean, that's a good question. 248 is like, that's my business, right? So you always, when you're promoting yourself or your brand or whatever, you want to be as professional as possible. As far as myself goes, I, as an individual, still want to be considered a professional individual, but like, not like, a strict and a boring person. Like, I want people to know, like, I can have fun. You know? Or, like, I'm just like, I'm cool. You can come talk to me and like have a conversation, and like, I'm not gonna like be like, oh, I can't talk to you because I'm over here working with rappers. It'll never be like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Craziest video mishap or like something that's happened at a video shoot.
Man, cops. That's really like, I've had the cops call on me for some videos a couple of times. One with you. We're using a prop gun. Actually, that's not even why the cops came. The cops came because I was using a light. I was using like a police light. It was like flashing. It was in the last video I was just showing you. It was like flashing blue and red, and the cop thought like some other cop was over by us or something. So he just came over and talked to us. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" I was like, "Filming music." He's like, "Do I even want to know?" I'm like, "We're filming a music video." But another time before that, it was for my boy Halloween and D Nelly. We it was a scripted out video, and I had like 6 dudes dressed up in suit and ties, but with ski masks on. and we were on the side of a dirt road, and this car just kept driving back and forth, just looking at us like, what the hell is happening? Like, who are they about to go rob or shoot up? And so eventually a cop came, and it was cool though, because I knew him. Like I've actually, oddly enough, had dinner with him. Just he knows my family, you know. So,
Wow. Okay.
but yeah, he came and he was like, "What are you guys doing?" I was like, "Oh, we're shooting a video," and like we showed him the song, and he was rocking with it. He was super cool about it. But
That's fire.
as far as like mishaps, it's really just like the cops being called, or that's about it. Nothing crazy.
What would you say your message to artists who complain about price and paying are? Like the ones who either say like, "Oh, your price is too high," or like, "Oh, you don't look like you should be charging that, this, and that."
And you go spend $15,000 on something and then get back to me.
Exactly.
Like, not to flex the money, but like you gotta.
I mean,
It's
life,
a lot.
but
You gotta
life,
spend a
like,
lot of
real
money
quick.
to
gotta get
get
your
good
money back.
quality.
Yes.
Right. It's an
Cool. Yeah.
investment, man. I still haven't broke even. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta break even eventually, so I can't be charging $50. Like,
Yeah.
my shit is expensive. I gotta.
Yeah.
Plus your time and
Right.
Yeah, I was
That's
saying.
a big, like, even if you have the most expensive equipment, if you don't know what you're doing, it don't really matter. But I now know what I'm doing, so it does matter. You know?
Yeah.
So I have a few questions from the audience and from our other homie who couldn't be here. Shout out Isaiah.
Okay.
It's at his sister's wedding. Freaking
Congratulations.
yeah.
Yes. Congrats.
So
I don't even know who you are, but congratulations.
so first question, what was your favorite music video to film so far and why?
That's tough.
The one on the screen? No.
No,
Definitely not.
nah, actually.
That was for a minute.
It
though.
was for a minute, yeah. I mean, like, that's hard because I feel like I'm sure the next video that's like well thought out will be my new favorite. But
Right.
I actually have two. The one we did three in LA, right? We did a couple in LA, but there was one where
Yeah, we did 3.
yeah,
4.
there's-
Melrose, Ambidextrous, Business
Oh,
Talk,
yeah,
Couple
yeah.
Mo.
yeah. So
Yeah.
So yeah, there was one we did. It was him and another artist who's from Florida, MCO Ted. Shout out him. He we had like a garage. It was a sweet garage. I wish it'll drop Friday.
I showed you guys a video, I think, last time I was here.
Is it the underground one with all the lights?
Yeah,
Yes.
that
Yeah,
one.
that was
That
fire.
one-
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was my favorite just because like that so far is my best looking video. It's super clean and it turned out really good.
Yeah.
But aside from that, one of my old videos, I can't even say old because half these videos haven't even been out for a year, but like last year's video I did for an artist called Martone. He doesn't really make music anymore, but it was him and our boy D Nelly. That one I had scripted out, and it was like not the first video I scripted out, but like the first video where it wasn't one of my boys. Like he was coming to me for a video, and I thought like the way I scripted it out just fit the song super well, and like I was kind of proud of that. So for that reason, that is one of my favorite videos, just because I thought it fit the vibe super well. And like we rented out like a classroom, and like I had him in like a bathtub with like candles, and I did a good job of putting like thought into it. And
Yeah.
I like that video.
Yeah.
I wish I did it now because it would turn out a lot better. But like
Hey, there you go.
the old videos are fun to watch because it's like, man, I came from here.
Progression.
To here. Yeah, it's super fun to watch. your
I
progression.
feel like that's how like how we were saying like or how I was telling you like you know like oh you said you don't live like a lavish life in Michigan and stuff.
Right.
But it's like I feel like people fuck with that, bro. They see where you've like literally turned into who you are today and like
Right.
the progression and like character
sure.
development and shit. Like people fuck with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, yeah, it's always cool to see like a humble guy, like humble beginnings. You know, it's
Exactly.
Like, not necessarily that I came from nothing, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, in the video world, I came from nothing.
Exactly.
Right? So yeah, it's always cool to watch.
Gotcha. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, for people who are seeing this for the first time or who don't know you or think they know you, what's a message to them, like, on who you really are, I guess, or yeah, I guess yeah.
I mean, if you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't. You know, so like,
If you know, you know.
I like
Yeah,
I like
if
that.
you know, you
I
know.
like that answer.
but like, I don't know. I'm not like a stingy person, bro. Like I'm cool. I'm just like a cool person. We can have a conversation, like I said earlier, and like a lot of people like to talk to me. Like my mom will be like, you should be a therapist, because like a lot of people just like naturally come to me to talk about their feelings. Like I like to help people out. Like, you know, a lot of especially men, like this might sound corny, and it shouldn't sound corny because
No,
Hey,
talk
men
that
talk
talk.
about feelings
Talk
too,
that
you
talk,
know?
bro. For real.
But like, I don't know. I like when people open up to me because it's like, you know, that's a certain amount of trust that they're putting in you. And it's like, you can trust me. I'm a very trustworthy person. I'm also very loyal. Like, that's a big thing. Like, I have loyalty tattooed on my arm in Hebrew.
Fancy.
Huh?
Different.
Yeah.
Built different.
No, well, I did it in Hebrew because everybody does loyalty in like that cursive, you know. And I'm like, that's so lame. But like, I did it in Hebrew because I believe in God, and those were his people. So that was the reason I did it in Hebrew. And aside from that, I just didn't want that, you know. Yeah.
It won't be a little different.
That
Right.
live, laugh, love, or whatever.
Yeah, type shit.
Yeah, but like that is a big thing for me, loyalty. You know, like if you can't stand on your word, then I don't really want to talk to you or like do business with you or associate with you.
Preach.
Gotcha.
I hate this video. I didn't edit this, by the way, just so you know.
You didn't?
I shot it. Well, I like chopped it up, but all the effects I didn't do.
Oh,
This
gotcha.
was actually the video where I decided to stop working with the other guy that I was doing videos with.
What you said earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Again, nothing against him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We just had different styles. And
Tell their ass catch up.
Creative direction.
Get better.
So a few questions that Zay had. What's your dream camera?
Ooh, that's hard, man. They're always coming out with some new stuff. I want to get away from DSLR eventually because, DSLRs are great. Like,
Yeah.
the
red
this,
cameras.
the red. That's what I was gonna
red,
say.
yep.
The red. I want to get a red for sure. I don't even know too much about like the big cinema cameras, just because I don't really have a reason to, because I'm not using them. But like, I will eventually. And yeah, so I think as far as like non DSLR, my next camera would be a red. They're just so expensive, man. They're like. They range. There's a big price range. Like I think the cheapest I saw was like $8,000. And that's and like you need
a fucking car.
Fucking automobile.
Thinking the same shit, man.
that's a nice car,
That's
man.
it's a nice whip right there.
And like
a good
there's
down
so many
payment.
like things about the red. Like it's not just, it doesn't take like a normal SD card. It's like a red SD card that's like shit, I don't even know. It's like $200 just for the SD card. And like you gotta I'm not sure about the lenses. I don't think there's like red branded lenses. Like I'm pretty sure you can use typical lenses, but I'm sure there's like a converter you gotta use.
That just looks expensive.
Yeah,
shit looks like
you
a
know.
fucking robot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man.
Hey, you think that shoots 4K?
Huh?
I said, you think that shoots 4K?
Bro, that shit's
Yeah,
like 64.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Just maybe.
My
720.
camera, my new one shoots 8K, which is crazy.
Damn.
Was that how many frames is that like maxed out at 8K?
24.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's so crazy though. 8K though, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
like-
what is there has to be TVs that are 8K,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
But,
that's
like-
what they shoot. I can't say
8K
for
is
sure, but
crazy.
like either I
Motherfuckers
think
gonna see into
most
my pores.
movies in the past were shot at 8K. I
Right.
think they might be up to 16 now. It's
Sheesh.
that's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah, like I didn't even know really beforehand you could get past 8K.
Bro, have you seen? Okay, speaking of like cinematography and stuff like that, I've seen this, and I'm not really a big YouTube guy. Honestly, that sounds kind of funny being like on a podcast like that.
Yeah.
I don't really watch YouTubes like that. Like
feel
if
it.
I'm watching YouTube, I have to like sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
But I did stumble across a video of they had like drones and stuff like that, but they had these like freaking movie level like cameras. On,
Yeah,
like,
man, drones get
Yeah.
intense. Like you gotta put. It's called a gimbal. You know what a gimbal is?
Yeah.
It stabilizes your footage.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you have one?
I do. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Kind of have to.
Yeah, I was say especially yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they're like you gotta set up a gimbal with your camera on a rig to then put on the drone. You gotta have a license too to fly something like. Even like technically, you're supposed to have a license to fly a drone. Like if you can't really like take a drone anywhere and fly it. Like you depending where you're at, you get arrested if you like go too high or like don't stay within the
go to
limitations.
the airport.
Yeah. No, like yeah, if you try flying a drone over like a stadium, man, you get arrested. That shit's getting shot down.
Damn.
Yeah.
I know that.
There are rules to it.
Yeah, they can keep your shit too.
Facts.
So next question, dream location to shoot, like
Man, I don't know.
Great questions,
That
Zay.
is a great question. I don't know that there's like a certain location that like every videographer or cinematographer is filmed at. So I think eventually just when I can be able
Out
to
of the
book
country?
studios that like fit my idea in mind, that'll be like my dream, I guess.
okay.
Because like I'm very limited in terms of location. Like like on this video, that's shot in my house. Like I do a lot of videos in my house. A lot of people don't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, we've like that's a reason why that LA video is one of my favorites, because it was like a nice. Not, it wasn't even like a studio, but it was made for like a lot of people do videos there and stuff. So yeah, it was just like a super nice location. It was somewhere new. Like it's always fun to go shoot in new locations, especially when it's high quality. Like, you know, the ceiling can change colors. That's sweet. Who
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
wanna,
fire.
Who doesn't want to shoot something when ceilings can change?
Yeah,
colors?
the lights are all changing and
Yeah.
shit.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
So this is a question that Zay had that I had too, and I was gonna ask later on. But you know, kind of in the future, or I should say, who's some like people that you want to like work with? Some like inspirational people. You're like, hey, like I want to work with them. Like I want
Artist wise or like creator wise?
both.
I mean, the GOAT Cole Bennett would be awesome.
Okay.
I mean, he just. I'll finish this up, but he just is like crazy creative, and I'd like to have somebody like that around me for sure.
Gotcha.
Should we keep going?
For real?
Well, we can.
I was thinking about that. I was like, we're watching a lot of videos. Where's the podcast?
What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out in videography? Yeah.
And
Cinematics, film,
Cinematography.
whatever.
Yeah.
What's I guess for you, what's been the biggest thing you've had to learn to improve?
You got to be able to like, not necessarily network, but like learn from others, right? Like you can't have a big ego when you're starting out with like anything. Like you can't have the mindset, you can have the mindset like I'll be the best, but you can't start out thinking, oh, I'm the best. I don't need this guy's input. Like even if you're at a similar level, you can still learn something from basically everybody. Like I was talking about earlier, this guy Demar, shout out Demar. He was a cameraman in LA who we were staying with, and like I definitely, not to like shit on him, but like I had more camera experience than he did, and like he still was like, we were editing separate, like we were sitting at a table both editing a video, and he's like, oh, I didn't even know you could do this, and he was like, it was just like with a preset that they have on in the software, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that either. So you know, it's like I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I already knew that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I have this experience, I already knew that. I was like, yeah, no, that's cool. Thanks for showing me that. Like you got to be able to learn from other people.
What artist? Who's your dream artist to shoot for?
Ooh. Lil Wayne. Wow. Yeah, Lil Wayne.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
I wasn't
okay.
expecting.
I have like 5 Lil Wayne scripts written out, man. Like, I
Really?
used to.
So you're ready for the day to like?
I'm
he's
ready,
like-
man.
Yeah, he's ready for it.
And he's got some DMs from me, Lil Wayne. If you ever see this, man, check your DMs.
Crazy.
Like, I just listen to some of his songs, like, cause he's such a great storyteller. You know, it's like kind of easy to paint a picture, and like, he's in my opinion, one of the goats. Like, you can't say anything bad about Lil Wayne, really. So yeah, just like with his versatility and his storytelling ability, I think that would definitely be a dope video.
ATJ Part 2 just came up. What was kind of like, how did those, because how many, you have four or five of them?
Yeah.
Four
I'm
of
gonna
those?
make a 5th one tonight.
Oh, really? Okay, so I guess like what's like when you
finale.
first started making these, like what was y'all's like
The ATJ
Bro,
series?
it literally
mentality? Yeah.
It was probably 3rd or 4th time over there ever, and he was gonna go out to a party, and I was gonna go home, and I was like, nah, like let's just stay in and make music. And then literally, I found this beat, and I freestyled the entire thing. I was drunk, and I might have been my first time drinking too. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
He took my drinking virginity. Pause. But hey, he took my drinking virginity, and mind you, I was already 21. I've never drank before, and this 18-year-old.
Allegedly.
Hey, in Puerto Rico.
We were in Mexico.
was like, yo, bro, my mom likes these. You should try it because I don't drink. So, no, that's not how it went. But don't want to get you in legal trouble.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah, of
ladder
course
now. But no, so yeah, I got drunk for the first time and just made this song and just went like
This is
ATJ
the one,
and
yeah.
just went like ballistic.
Dumb, yeah.
And like everybody loves this one. But yeah, that's basically how it was. And then I was like, because I said at the beginning of the song, something like, I don't know, press the button, ATJ keep going or something like that.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm gonna name this bitch ATJ. And then 2, 3, 4 happen.
You said a fifth one's coming soon.
Man, I said, yeah, I'm gonna make one tonight. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, do people get you lit and start freestyling, or like is that what you do, or?
What, get lit and then start freestyling?
Yeah, like people, yeah.
Oh no,
That's his routine, man. This guy's an alcoholic.
That's good right now.
bro. Nah, bro. Like literally, look, the last couple nights. Yeah, for sure.
Getting a little rowdy.
Yeah. Bro, okay, I'm gonna sound like a bitch, but cause I love Crown. Listen, I love Crown. I'll drink Crown. I'll get fucked up off some Crown and be fine the next morning, bro. For some reason, last night I drank like in an hour or 45 minutes to an hour. I drank like 5 Trulies, bro. Like Trulies, dog. Back to back to back to back to back. And I was fucked. I've never been this fucked before. And I don't know how. I don't know how those got me more fucked up than Crown does. But it did. And bro, I woke up and all day today I felt like absolute shit.
I was texting him.
Currently, right now.
I was like, man, you got drunk off, or you got a hangover from lemonade, like.
Yeah, bro. Literally, bro. Like, I hate Trulies. No, we'll not drink again.
Yeah, I was saying because the fucking it's probably just because that shit's sweet, bro. Because that's what we giving you.
It's the sugar.
It's the sugar.
The
yeah.
carbonation, I was like, bro, I'm not drinking. I was like, I'm not drinking this again, bro.
No, I feel that for
But I
sure.
will drown some Crown.
For real,
100%. I love
regular
whiskey.
Crown or what?
Crown Apple.
Crown Apple.
So let me ask you this: whenever you're in Mexico and stuff like that visiting, what's your like go-to choice of beverage?
I don't drink.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
I actually want to like go back a little bit when before we cut earlier, you were saying how men in their like the way like they express themselves with their emotions and stuff. I kind of want to talk about that because I feel like that is of something that
That's a
like
touchy topic now.
yeah, very much so. So I just kind of want to see like kind of want to have you elaborate on it a little more because like you are so young and you kind of are thinking like that. So it's amazing that you realize that we do need to express ourselves a little bit more, and I feel like as a society we're kind of like, oh man, I feel like it's slowly changing, but you know, older generations and shit, it's like you're a man, you shouldn't be doing like
Right, you got to be a hard ass.
yeah. So I guess it just kind of like
Going into that, before you answer that, who is the most emotional person you know?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
It's you, man.
bro.
This dude got
That's
mad
why
at me
I
for-
asked that question.
He got
Bro,
mad at me for scrambling eggs.
No,
the
bro,
other
I
day.
will literally like no, dead ass. Like I will blow up on him. Like I'll just be stressed the fuck out and I'll just blow up on him. Like he'll ask me a simple ass question and I'll just have an attitude and blow the fuck up on him. And then I'll text him later like, my
sorry,
bad,
man.
bro. Like, sorry, bro. I was hungry. My fault, bro. But yeah, no, all right. Go ahead and do the.
Yeah, no. Like as far as like guys and men talking about their emotions, like, bro, as humans, we can't just keep shit bottled up. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for men or women. Obviously, like society is less frowned upon women for, you know, crying. Like if you're a man and you're crying, it's like, oh, you're a bitch, you know. But like that's crazy because men gotta cry too sometimes, you know. Like to a certain extent, you kind of do have to put on a front. I think that's just comes with being a man. But like, as far as being able to open up, you don't have to do it publicly. Like I do kind of hate when I see like men going to their stories and posting on social media them crying. Like it just makes it look like it's more for attention. You know, it's like, all right, bro. Like
Add me next time, bro. Jeez.
Hey, the black screen, you know, no one snapped me.
Yeah, no one snapped me, bro.
right, yeah, you know.
No, I know.
If you got my number, you got it. Don't ask what's wrong.
No,
I
facts.
see so many of those too. But like for real, like go if you really like okay, I'm from Michigan, right? There's been a lot of school shootings in Michigan, and it's like you don't see women going to shooting up school. It's like always a man, right? And it's for the main part, it's because these, you know, I'm sure there's different reasons like bullying.
Because they're bitches and they got bullied.
You know, but like for on a real note, they probably have so much like mental stuff up here that just, you know, either past trauma, current trauma, whatever it is. They're not just going like, oh, I got sad or my girlfriend broke up with me, I'm gonna go shoot up a school. Like that's like a buildup. That's like a process, you know? Yeah. So if you're at that point, man, you got to go talk to somebody or like find an outlet, do something, man. Like you can't just keep all your emotions bottled up. It's not healthy.
Going off that a little bit, I'm gonna go into like relationships, men's feelings in a relationship because
Oh yeah, that's cool.
like from personal experience, like she'll go and say all this other stuff, and I'm supposed to be the one to say I'm sorry and fix it. But as soon as I say something's bothering me, like stop being a bitch, you got it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Be a
and it's like,
man.
oh, so I can't explain to you what the fuck's wrong with your actions, but you can do it to me. And now if I'm feeling some type of way, I'm a pussy.
And you know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like? It's like that's a wrong one.
Yeah, facts.
Red
Been the
flags.
wrong one.
But like, nah, we have created a pretty like strict structure for how men are supposed to act, especially in relationships. You know, like you got to be the man, you got to be the shoulder to cry on. If you go like you're crying to her, that's a turn off. Like that's
It's like a
I
sign
never
of you
really
being
understood
weak
that,
and
though.
shit.
And I mean,
Yeah.
We're humans at the end of the day. Like,
we are. I mean, but if I was a woman looking for a man, I'm gonna want
naturally
that
they look
motherfucker
for
to
like they look for the.
I need you to protect. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like I get it, but at the same time, if I'm trying to open up to you about something or some shit like that, I should be able to, talk to you without you like laughing or like, you know,
Right. If you're my
disregarding
partner,
it.
I got to be able to tell you my shit. You
Yeah.
know, like I can't.
Facts.
I don't tell like my girl best friends all my drama for a reason, like because they don't care. You know,
don't
but
give
if
a
like we're
fuck.
together, you kind of supposed to care a little bit.
A little, right? At least fake it, make me feel like
make it seem like you care about me.
Right.
Talk to me. Like,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Shit.
I don't
So
care if you sit there on your phone, just act like you're listening, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess going into like the whole like elaborating more on the whole relationship thing, what are the 3 things you look for whenever you're in like your partner?
Man, very first thing is eyes. you gotta have
Pretty
pretty
eyes.
eyes, bro.
Okay.
I'm a like I literally got a tattoo of an eyeball.
Oh shit.
Like not that's because that's like my thing. There's like some personal stuff behind this.
Yeah.
But, like, I've always been into like eyes for some reason. Like they're like, oh, eyes are the window to the soul. I
Weirdo.
100%
Fucking
agree.
weirdo. No, yeah, it's like eyes.
But yeah, no. So first thing, man, like I'm very picky too. Like you can't just look good, man. You gotta have like the personality is, in my opinion, a little more important. Like you gotta have a good balance if I'm gonna be into. But like you gotta be caring, bro. Like you can't if you're just like buy me this or like this is, you're always telling me that there's something wrong with me. I'm not even. Why would I talk to you like that? That doesn't even make sense to me. So yeah, like personality is big for me. And then the last thing would have to be morals. Like if we're not on the same level with our morality, like it's not gonna work, right? Because like I'm gonna be something that might not be minor to you, might be major for me. And that, at the end of the day, that is gonna cause a big drift in a relationship. So
can we actually get into the real thoughts that'll cause controversy? That's entertaining.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm scared. 'Cause
What you like actually look for in a girl and like as a turn off?
what's a turn off to me?
Yeah. No, I was just saying like those are just basic answers. Like give us some, give us some
Those are like
controversy,
the-
bro. You seen mine? I said I don't like black women. That's controversial.
That's crazy because
Hey,
You're fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
You did say that shit.
you are a terrible person.
Yeah,
bro.
you're crazy.
Hey man, it doesn't matter what skin color. Like,
No,
if
he
you're-
loves black women.
If you're attractive, you're attractive.
black women.
Like
Oh yeah, right
Slide in
there.
his DM.
Go ahead. He love him. He love y'all. I do too. You just gotta
I love
be.
beautiful women, bro. It doesn't like I've seen pretty women of every race and color. Like it don't matter.
Facts.
But I don't know, man. If you're not attractive, you're not attractive. Like,
Yeah.
That's just basically it.
All right. So what's the turnoffs?
There you go.
You said what you like. So what's the turnoffs?
I kind of said it. Like, big red flag is like big money spender. Like, if you're not working, if you're just relying on daddy's money or just like my money, hell no. Like I love when like women are hustlers, bro. Like if you gotta have some kind of drive or like we're making a bag together. That's way more attractive than you like feeding off of me. You can't feed off me. We got to grow with each other, man.
Yeah, I think I've talked to CJ about this too. Is like, I was like, I'd much rather meet a girl that works at McDonald's. Like, nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. I mean,
Hey, what do you mean by that, dude?
A job's a job.
yeah, I was
Money's
like,
money.
I was like, nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying like, I'd much rather meet a girl that's like works at McDonald's, but has like an active like goal in life and like wants to go drive. So
Yeah.
I respect that. Like, over some girl that's like, makes, let's say $10, $15 an hour, and then like they're like, well, like, what do you want to do in life? It's like, all right, like I just want to do this. Like, I'm getting by. It's like,
Bro,
Yeah.
I know
like
a couple
goals.
girls that brag about making $1,200 every 2 weeks. I'm like, shorty, what the fuck? Like that's not
That's a normal job, bro.
that's a normal job. Just calm down. Calm down, bro.
Yeah.
You're not swimming.
I'm good.
But no, like genuinely, I think women who have a hustler mindset, I'm attracted to that personally. Like, there's definitely some guys who would rather, like, and eventually I want to be able to take care of my wife or girlfriend or whatever. Like, you want to be able to provide, of course. But like, until I'm at that point, I want you to be, at least, if you're not grinding for your own thing, at least be grinding for like me. You know what I'm saying? Not that you have to be like obsessed with what I'm doing, but like support me.
Yeah.
You know, simple stuff.
Gotcha.
Can't be a complete homebody doing nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
just like fucking bumming it.
No offense, Stacks.
That's crazy.
hey, since we're talking on the subject of like of dating and stuff, what's like the worst like date you've ever been on?
He has no hoes. He's never been on a date. I'm just playing.
Hey, bro, you
Just kidding. He has more hoes than me.
Listen, I got to make up some stories. This is a podcast.
This is a podcast.
Nah, actually, this wasn't even a date. It was just like me and this girl were talking, and we were, man, if she sees this, she's going to text me and be like, what the fuck? I don't even
Trust
care.
me, hey, bro. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna tell you a story after this about my
Yeah,
podcast.
so like we went to this party. It was like her friend's house, and we were just chilling, whatever. We were like talking at the time. It wasn't like we weren't dating or anything, but we were just talking, like we were into each other, whatever. And then she just kind of like ghosted me the whole night. Like wouldn't talk to me, wasn't like interacting with me in any way, and was like like completely all over my boy. And I was just like, I remember this story. This is crazy, bro. Like, and then she like went in the room with him at the end of the night. I was like, fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
and then she texted me the next morning. Was like, "Are you mad at me?" I'm like,
nah,
take a
bro.
guess.
Nah,
You
fucking
know?
shit.
We're cool now. You know who you are. We're cool. I have,
Amanda. I don't know who Amanda is, bro. That's not the name. I don't know who it is.
JK, JK.
Oh,
First
yeah,
name.
I was like, wait,
Like, damn.
so this motherfucker Aaron.
Oh shit.
yeah, that was probably the worst like in-person experience with a girl ever, bro. It's just like that can't feel good for anybody.
Nah, facts at all.
Bro, okay, so the podcast I was on was my first podcast. It's already biting me in the ass, right? So I said something about red flags, and I said a Virgo, right? And one of the girls that I don't have hoes, but like a female associate of mine is a Virgo. I'm not trying to wrap myself out here. If I told you you're the only one, I promise. A female associate of mine is a Virgo, so she was texting me. She's like, "Oh, you said you only like blondes and blue eyes, and you don't like Virgos. I'm neither. All right, I'm a Virgo and not a blonde." I was like, "Bro, it wasn't about you, girl. Like, you know,
I
whatever."
love
She's like,
you.
"You said it." I was like,
you the exception to the rule.
Yeah, I was like, you
You're the
exception,
one that I like.
Yeah, you like, I love your personality. That's what got me.
He was watching Future memes.
Yeah, all day. Shit.
Bro.
Sensational.
Yeah, so I like this is gonna bite me in the ass too. Sorry, so whatever. I'm just gonna go block him tonight, so I don't have to worry about it.
I'm dead.
But
Yeah, I was say, man, like I feel like this is a good spot. Was there any questions you have for us, or?
Yeah, I think so.
up?
So you guys said like you guys met in high school? You all went to high school together?
For the most part, yeah. Like,
Okay, and so was a podcast something like you started in high school? Was that after high school?
so funny you asked that. So Zach and I, he's been my like bro.
No.
Oh.
I was like, it's gonna tie into like the whole like feelings thing in a second, but
Yeah. So Zach and I, bro, like he's been my brother since like high school for sure, like ninth grade type shit.
Yeah.
And then obviously we went through all like high school shit, you know what I mean, and like girl shit, life shit. So it would he would be like the person I would hang out with all the time. And funny enough, the logo right is actually like based off of his car that he had when we were in high school as a Camaro and shit.
Hell yeah.
And we would always have like those conversations, right? Like at the end of a night when you're chilling with the boy and then you're like, all right, bro, I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, man, like this one girl I've been talking to, bro. I think she's the one. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? And then that would be a whole other
And
conversation,
she
right?
don't hit you up the next day, and all of a sudden you just feel awkward because you told her homely about it. But
Right.
yeah.
And then like the next day, right? Man, yeah, like low key, this girl ain't hit me up all day. You remember that one I said that was the one? Yeah, I don't think she was one.
ain't it,
Right? You know, so
Not the
it
one.
was started out as like that, right? Like kind of us like having those parked car talks, right? In front of the crib and like be out there till like 3-4 in the morning, just
Fire.
like kind of expressing our feelings towards each other. Cause like realistically, like, you know, I never was like the type of person to talk to my parents about how I felt and stuff. So like I kind of relied on my friends to be that kind of
100%.
moral support for me and kind of help me through the problems I was having with my life. So we that was like high school, right? We went to college together. We went to Texas State, which is like a real big party school and shit. So like we did the whole college shit.
Research Institute now. Quote
Yeah.
unquote. Like, yeah.
But that's kind of when we first started. So I was probably like 21 or something. So it was a while ago.
2011.
Yeah. And then like
Do something for me.
didn't really start
something
taking
for
so
me?
serious until this past year. So this past year is when, you know, I moved into this spot with Cam and Carlos, who actually have their own podcast, P&A podcast.
Okay.
And they've been kind of like how y'all two are for each other, like motivating and like pushing each other to do better. That's kind of what they've done for me. So it started out as an idea. That's why for me it's like a real big like this is like a reflection of who I am essentially. So it's cool seeing that it's actually turning into something that like I could get meet new people and start networking with people, because like it all started from us two just like having conversations. You know what I mean?
That's sweet, bro. I like that you have a little backstory.
Yeah.
That makes it more special. Too. Like,
Yeah.
What would be your advice for someone wanting to start a podcast? Like, I want to start a podcast. What would be like your first steps?
So I feel like the main thing whenever you're starting a podcast, right, is like I feel like it's kind of one of those markets right now where it's like oversaturated in a way.
Facts. Bro, I see
But-
clips all the time on TikTok.
But if this is something that you really want to do and you love having conversations with people, I would say just do this shit, bro. Like, I feel like a lot of people, they hold themselves back with what they want to accomplish in life. Like they're in their head too much, or man, no one's gonna listen to it, or this and that. I would say stick with it, bro, and find someone that you know is gonna have actual good conversations with. I feel like that's because that's kind of the basis, right? Like when you first start a podcast, like it's gonna be probably just you and someone else, and then you'll probably get a guest on once a month or twice a month or whatever it is. But just sticking with it, man. Like, you know, y'all already kind of are into that mentality anyway, so I feel like it wouldn't be hard for y'all. But like, as someone that wasn't really creating anything prior to, I knew that this is what I wanted, and I was like, I'm gonna bust my ass to get to that point, you know. So I would say just stick with it, like, and find someone that you know, like y'all have good conversations, because like I feel like that was the basis of what made me want to start this. Was like, damn, like we kind of be talking about some shit, you know what I mean? Like for a long time, and it's like, and we were young too, so we were like your age, like 18 type shit, like going through this stuff, and I'm like, I know we're not the only people that are going through this. Like everyone goes through life. It maybe not at this point. Maybe they'll go through it eventually. Like maybe they don't, you know. But like, just stick with it, bro. I would say that's the main thing, and find a good co-host, because that's where it starts. Like honestly,
And kind of echoing that, it's like that, like sticking with it. Like that's one thing I would honestly I would say too. I was like stick with it. But kind of going into more depth about it is like stick with it, because a lot of people nowadays, they want that instant gratification, and it's like,
Facts.
and it's like if you don't stick with it, like, you know, you might, let's say like you spend money for your camera, mics, on like setups like that, and then also you drop like 3 videos, like you say you got a guest in one of those like that, and it tanks, and you get like, you know, 6 views or whatever across 3 videos.
Right.
You're just like, well, damn, like I spent like $400 or $500 on stuff. Like for example, if you're, you know, got money like that, and you're just like, all right, screw it, I'm spending this money.
Right.
But like they'll give up because it's like, oh, like, you know, it hasn't taken off overnight. Like what happened? I was supposed to be like famous overnight kind of thing. And it's like that's not generally how this works.
Yeah, not realistic.
not at all, man.
I was like,
And a lot of people get discouraged, but you gotta understand, if you're not finna work a 9 to 5, the shit that you finna do is probably gonna be oversaturated, and it's gonna take that dog in you to
Yeah,
push
get to
past
where you wanna
everybody
go.
else. So you just got to keep consistent because a lot of people are gonna just be like, all right, give up.
yeah.
No, the people who are consistent are the ones who make it.
Yeah.
Facts.
There's a Kid Cudi video I watched one time in the TED Talk, and he like talked about it like in front of us like his old high school like that. He's like, yeah, there's no difference between me and you. He's like, I just really wanted this shit really bad.
Right.
I was like, this is a good like little like clip like that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's cool. I like
But no, yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on,
Yeah,
bro. Really,
thank you.
yeah. Thanks for pulling up on the boys. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Austin.
Thank you, man.
Hope you had a great time, and can't wait to see what the future has in store for you. For real.
Thank you, man.
Stacks,
Likewise.
for
Thank you for having me again.
bringing it. Yeah, anytime, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, thank you all again for listening and watching to the podcast. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't fuck. I just fucking sold that. Wow, I got a little
Don't forget
nervous.
to leave a comment, and we're on all social media, basically Twitter,
Park Card
Instagram,
Talks.
linked or no, my bad. I always talk about that, and whatever. But
Best podcast there is.
Yeah.
YouTube and such. But yeah, leave us a comment, like, subscribe, and thank y'all for watching.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
Later.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, bro.